Hello again. Today I'm going to be ranking trans characters. So there is a lot more trans characters than I have here, but I didn't think it was fair to include them since I don't know any of what they're from. So, like, these are all the trans characters from shows and games that I know about and I've played and watched, so yeah. Um, I also really wanted to include Gwen from Spider-Verse, but it hasn't officially been confirmed that she's trans, so she doesn't quite count for the list. I think she's trans, but since it's not technically been confirmed yet, I didn't think it was fair to include her. But she would have been on the top, in case you're wondering. But anyway, let's get started. The D tier. There's only one D tier here because she's literally the only character on this list that I actually despise. Cassandra from Doctor Who. Oh my god, this thing is disgusting. It really is. Taking out her questionable design, obviously. She's a terrible person. Well, that's all I'm gonna say. She like tried to murder everyone on the space station by like burning them all, like because the Earth was about to explode, and she like took down the shields and then left. So she tried to kill everyone there, and then she took over Rose's body. Then she took over the Doctor's body. Then she took over her servant's body, and like, oh, then she died. so yeah, so yeah, she is. And the fact she thinks she looks pretty as well, like you're very entitled. That's all I'm going to say about that. Yeah. But we're going to move on from her because she is generally a disgusting character and I don't want to think about her anymore. Anyway, Birdo from Super Mario. She's on C tier because it's kind of the whole joke about her is that she's trans and yeah, that's not good. That's not good. I think it obviously gets like overlooked in like the dubbed version, but in the Japanese version, they always talk about how like they use the wrong pronoun, by the way. But I'm not gonna do that. They're always like, she's so confused about her gender. Like that's a big yikes from me, there, buddy. So yeah, and also her design is just like wow, like. It's the whole her mouth, it's her nose, like she looks like a pink Brian Griffin, which ironically Brian Griffin was pink in one episode. Yeah, but speaking of Brian Griffin, that perfectly segues into the next character, Ida. Ida's actually one of my favorite characters from Family Guy, but I'm only putting her in C tier because the same reasons why Birdo is in C tier. The show just will not stop making jokes about her being trans, and the jokes are much more disgusting than they are in Mario. They really are, but I at least like her more than Birdo as a character. Like, she's actually one of the nicer characters. Sorry, she's one of the nicer characters. Like, she's actually one of the ones I wouldn't say is a bad person. But, yeah, the characters treat her like she's, like, a disgusting mental ill person, which, yeah, I'm not about that. So, yeah. Anyway, B tier. We're putting Barney in the B tier. I'm pretty sure I had him higher on my gay ranking, but as the trans characters go, I like the others better than him. But also, I just don't think there was enough time to get to know him, which is Netflix's fault, also. I do like him, though. I love his hair. I love the fact that, like, I kind of glossed over this because I was only talking about being gay, but I'm going to talk about here because the video is about being trans, obviously. I love how it, like, goes into, like, the detail of him being bullied in school and how his, like, grand doesn't accept him for who he is, and his parents aren't educated, and they just let his grand talk to him like that. And then they have an arc about, you know, standing up for their son, which is good. They do accept him for who he is, but you have to back him up to prove that. Yeah. Jewel Star from She-Ra. He only was in one episode, so I don't think it's fair to rank him higher. I love his design, though. He looks so cool. I really love when trans men have beards, though. Like, that makes me so happy to see. Jewel Star is part of the Star siblings. It's funny because in season one they were foreshadowed, but Adora called them the Star sisters, and then when they like made their debut, they were the Star siblings because Jewel Star came out as trans, which that's really cool. I like that so much. That's like a good thing. I think in the original She-Ra they were called the Star sisters as well, or yeah. I don't actually remember. I think he has. I don't know if he's the one with the robot arm or if that's one of the sisters, but yeah. There's not a lot to say about him because he was only in one episode, but he's very protective of his sisters, which I like. Astrid from Dragon Prince. She is a star elf. Star elves. You can see that she's wearing a blindfold because there are different species of elves in Dragon Prince, and the star elves have like a tradition where they don't like see light from the sun or the moon. They only see light from the stars, so they only take their blindfolds off on like moonless nights when the stars are out. But there hadn't been any moonless nights for years, so Astrid had never seen anything. So when like the main characters Callum and Rhea like fixed that, she got to take her blindfold off and see her brother for the first time, which was really nice. But it does raise a really interesting question: how did she transition if she couldn't see? Like, was it magic? Because they are magic, but like that feels a bit like like I feel like that should have been explained a bit more. I didn't even know she was trans until researching for this video, so there you go. Like, I feel like they should have maybe explored that a bit more because, like, yeah, I don't think that made much sense. But anyway, Maestro from Doctor Who, the superior trans character. I don't know if there are any other trans characters in Doctor Who, but Doctor Who's a pretty woke show as well, and it always has been. This isn't anything new, so don't say it's new, because Cassandra was literally from 2005. So yeah. Anyway, Maestro is played by a drag queen, and I think she's trans as well in real life. She's actually voiced several characters in Helluva Boss, which is so funny to me. She's, like, one of my favorite Doctor Who villains. Not my absolute favorite. My absolute favorite Doctor Who villains are the Daleks, but I think she's up there with them, and even the Toymaker, and the Meep. I love the Meep so much. I don't know if the Meep qualifies for one of these videos, because their pronoun actually is the Meep, so I don't know if that counts or not, but anyway, Maestro is a really cool villain, and I loved her episode as well. It was so cool. And if you're wondering, yes, she is trans because there's a character that says that she is his dad, therefore put two and two together, and there you go. Alright, I'm kind of cheating with this one, but Meryl from Pokemon. I count Meryl as a trans character because, if you didn't know, a female Azurill has the chance to evolve into a male Meryl, which I don't know if that was intentional or not, but I count that's kind of trans, so I'm counting Meryl as a trans Pokemon. I made the Meryl in my show trans as well, so because for that reason as well. And even though I didn't really get to show it because of the way I edited the show, and I feel bad about that, I had him end up with Sylveon because Sylveon has the trans colors, which is cool, but I don't include Sylveon as a trans Pokemon. I know some people do, but I don't. But yeah, Meryl is so cute. I love that it's a water and fairy type as well. It just fits so well. I love that its tail is a floating device, but also glows in the dark. That's true, by the way. It does glow. I've seen it. Anyway, Terry from Dragon Prince. I put him over Astrid because they actually talk about him being trans, even though it totally went over my head and my friend had to explain it to me. He talked about how he chose his name and how he always, even though he was born a doe, he always knew he was a buck. In case you're wondering, those are a male and female deer. But, well, the opposite. But yeah. And he's also Claudia, his boyfriend, and Claudia is a character. I don't hate her. She's a really good character, but she, like, she's, like, not evil, but she's on the dark side of, because she uses dark magic, which is, killing magical animals to use their powers, which the elves are against, but Terry's a bit more nuanced to it, because he can at least understand why she's using it to save her dad. So, yeah. But I do hope that, like, she learns the error of her ways and, like, realizes what she's been doing is wrong. Anyway, so, before I, like, put her up, I need to try and say her name right, because I've been saying her name wrong this whole time. Naomi, from Heartstopper. She is a great character, I love her. She hasn't had much, like, screen time, obviously, because she's not one of the main characters, she's just one of Elle's friends, but I love her still. Also, the actress that plays her recently got voice feminization surgery, and she sounds so cool. Like, her voice is so nice. I love it. And comparing the two voices together, like, wow. They did a great job on that. I wonder how that works. I don't know. I'd have to research that. But, yeah. Naomi is a very good character. But anyway, another Alice Oseman character is Jimmy from I Was Born for This. He was also on my gay ranking video. So, like I said before, his book made me, like, realize that, you should, even though it's cool meeting celebrities, you need to treat them like people as well, instead of being like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, because they don't like that. Jimmy goes through a really cool arc as well about, realizing what his boundaries are with the band, and then, like, even when he ran away from the band, and then, like, he joined them again, but then they decided, not to go on another tour, and just become an independent band, which, yeah, that's the best thing for Jimmy to do. I also like the fact, even though I'm not religious, I like the fact that he's religious, because, like, even though he's trans and gay, it shows that, like, his church is still accepting of who he is. And he even went and prayed in one chapter, which I really liked. Him and Angel had to help each other. Angel's not her real name, by the way, and she's a Muslim as well. So it's like different religions and a whole different culture. But Angel's his biggest fan as well. So yeah. Uh, hang on. Oh, I did something wrong here. I almost used the wrong character. So Roman from Sex Education. At first I wasn't sure what his pronouns were, but he's definitely he/him. I checked. At first I didn't even realize that he was trans. I thought he was like cis, but then I realized he had top surgery scars. So yeah, and then okay, so there's a sex scene between Roman and Abby, who I'll talk about in a second, but um I can't believe I have to quote this. This is what like made me actually realize. She said, I love being inside you. So obviously, because they're both trans. I'll put her there as well, why not? Because I'm going to talk about her in a second anyway. So obviously they're both trans and they're both dating, but neither of them have had bottom surgeries yet. So yeah, that's what I'm getting at. But I like Abby a little bit more than Roman because she's like all like positive energy and loves everything. Even though the universe is totally against trans people, she still keeps a really happy, positive attitude, which I really love. And I love Roman as well. I love their relationship. Hi, Beeps from the future here. I had to redo this video, and I'm going to tell you why. So, because of a certain genetically modified Dorito getting into office, Disney decided to be the best company in the world and pull an episode of Moon Girl out from schedule before it was going to air. So it's basically a banned episode, and it almost became lost media, but it got leaked online, thankfully. I've never seen Moon Girl, but I actually watched this episode to spite Disney, and oh my god, I love Moon Girl now, and I'm going to watch the rest of it. I literally just finished it before I recorded this part. And I have to add Brooklyn onto the tier list now. Literally, this is the only reason I'm redoing it, just to add Brooklyn. I love her so much. She's my favorite character already. The episode was about, like, they were going to play volleyball, and the rival team's coach wanted her off the team because she's trans, because it's not fair to the other team. If you really do think that, please leave this channel and never come back, because I do not want you here. But, yeah, and, you know, she locked them in a magic bathroom, and in a magic locker room, and they had to, like, try and get out, but every time they tried, because she was part of the team, they got reset, because it's not fair, and she had, like, a struggle about how, like, no matter how many doors she tries to open, people just slam it back in her face, you know? A metaphor for, you know, how people see trans women. And yeah, and then there was a bit when like they like threw volleyballs at her, like the CUNT, and the ball was the trans colors, and every time a team member hit it, the background flashed in the color of the pride flag, and that actually brought tears to my eyes. It really did. I'm not even kidding. So yeah, Brooklyn deserves to be here. Yeah, but anyway, Perfuma. She ranked quite low on my what's it called? My lesbian list, but she ranks highly here. I really like Perfuma a lot. I'm not sure if it's like proper canon that she's trans, but the designer designed her to be trans, so I included her in this video. But was 100% meant to be a lesbian, because I mean she ended up with Scorpio as well, so yeah. She also has a positive outlook on life as well, and I think we need more positive, happy trans people like that, because that's really amazing to have them like that, be their authentic selves, and have such a positive outlook on life as well. I mean, I'm all for Drury characters as well, because I more relate to them, but still. So, Rose Noble from Doctor Who. Not to be confused with, I don't know her last name, but the original Rose, where she got her name from, fun fact. Yeah. There is one scene, though, where a bunch of boys drive past her on their bikes and dead name her, and that really annoyed me. That disgusted me. At least that's something Heartstopper never did. So, I didn't like that. And I don't actually think Rose is that interesting, to be honest, because she's hardly appeared. I kind of wish she was the Doctor's, like, new companion. That would have been really fun. Yeah. And but she does have an important role in some episodes. Like, she works at, like, the agency where the Doctor, like, you know, visits to. I wouldn't say he works for them, but, like, you know what I mean. And she also basically saved everyone in, like, the not the Christmas special, what's it called? The 60th anniversary special, because it didn't really make much sense, but basically because she's technically non-binary, it, like, saved her mum and got her mum's memories back. Her mum is Donna Noble, in case you didn't know, which that didn't make much sense to me, but sure. But yeah, I do like her a lot. But Sally Mae. Sally Mae ranked very highly on my lesbian video as well. And despite the fact she's only been in 2 episodes thus far, she is such an iconic character. Everyone loves her. I love her design so much. I love the fact that she has, like, male horns, and then you can see her roots are white, because male imps' hair is white and females are black, meaning she dyes it. But I just love everything about her so much. She is so cool. There are other trans imps in the show, but I don't know their names, and I don't really know much about them, because they only had a couple of seconds of screen time, but it was still really cool. There's actually, including Sally Mae, there's been like 4 or 5 trans imps. Although, it seems to be they're the only characters in the series that are trans, because, I mean, they're the easiest ones to identify as trans, but still. But, was there any doubt? Elle from Heartstopper. Maybe she's not as interesting as Rose, but I like her a little bit more. This is obviously where I first heard of Yasmin Finney. I actually knew it because, before I ever watched Heartstopper, one of my friends told me how she was going to be in Doctor Who and that she was in Heartstopper as well. So yeah, so that goes back a while. And I don't really know what else to say about her. She's very good at art. I love her relationship with Tao. And in season 3, they actually, like, explore her struggling to being trans, which they didn't really show much of that in the, first 2 seasons, but I'm glad that they did in this season. Because they showed a lot about Charlie being gay and Nick being bi and Tara and Darcy being lesbians, but there was never really much talk about her being trans. So she struggled to, like, you know, have sex with Tao because, I don't want to assume, but I think it's because she hasn't had bottom surgery yet. Therefore, you know, yeah. But she got over that, and they found a way to do it. I'm not sure how, and I don't really care to find out, because that's none of my business. And then, like, she did the radio interview, which was supposed to be about her art, but turned out it was a trap so that the interviewer could have a trans debate with her, which made her feel even worse. And then she kept going down rabbit holes about how trans people are treated around the world, which, even though it is important for trans rights, don't do that, because it's horrible, and it, you know, it'll just piss you off. Like, I don't read stuff about how they're treated. I heard a certain someone say his plan, what he's going to do with trans people, which really pissed me off, so, yeah. But it is important to show that trans lives matter, so, yeah. Sorry, I got in a bit of a debate there. Not a debate, a tangent, yeah. But yeah, Elle is my favorite trans character, and that's my ranking of the trans characters that I know of, at least. Let me know who your favorite trans character is in the comments down below, and please like and subscribe. I did notice, though, we're kind of lacking on male trans representation, because apparently people don't realize that trans men exist, which kind of bothers me as well. I mean, hang on, just before I go, how many trans men are here? So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then the rest are trans women. Yeah, okay. So, okay, I'll end it there then. Sorry about that, but it is true, we need more trans male representation. Bye!